Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, so you never miss a play. The Washington Commanders made a savvy move just before training camp by signing 8-time Pro Bowler Von Miller, a veteran pass rusher who brings both experience and a specific skill set that perfectly fits their current needs. While Miller isn't the relentless, every-down edge rusher he once was, the Commanders didn't bring him on board to replicate his prime years. Instead, they saw an opportunity to add a specialized weapon for crucial passing situations, particularly on 3rd and 4th downs. Von Miller's biggest weakness recently, his availability due to injuries, is well known. But this isn't a deal-breaker for head coach Dan Quinn and his staff. They understand that Miller's value lies in high-impact bursts rather than heavy snap counts. This strategic signing is less about volume and more about quality, injecting the defense with a veteran presence who can elevate the pass rush at key moments without wearing himself down over a grueling season. Miller's injury history has limited him to just 36 games in the last 3 years, and his snap counts have been closely managed, rarely exceeding half the defensive snaps in regular season games since late 2022. This cautious usage reflects a mixture of injury recovery, management of his overall workload, and sometimes a dip in effectiveness on the field. Despite this, the Commanders are confident that Miller fits their scheme perfectly because they never intended to rely on him as a full-time player. Instead, they plan to leverage his unique skill set on passing downs where his speed and technique can disrupt quarterbacks and generate pressure. Miller's role will be complementary rather than central, designed to maximize his impact while minimizing risk to his health. Interestingly, Miller has shown that he can step up in high-stakes situations, playing more than 50% of defensive snaps in over half of his recent playoff games. This trend reveals a clear pattern. He's a situational player who can be counted on to perform when the pressure is highest. The Commanders value that playoff-caliber mentality, knowing that Miller can deliver crucial plays when the stakes are on the line. Dan Quinn is known for managing veteran players effectively, tailoring their roles to maximize their strengths and extend their careers. With Miller, the coaching staff has a clear plan to balance his participation so that he remains fresh for the most critical moments during the season and beyond. What makes Miller an ideal fit for the Commanders at this stage of his career is his specialized role as a speed rusher, someone who can attack the quarterback aggressively in obvious passing situations. The team needed a player to fill the gap left by Dante Fowler Jr., who contributed 10.5 sacks last season. Miller's recent performance with the Buffalo Bills proved he still possesses that game-changing pass rushing ability. At 36 years old, he recorded 6 sacks and 30 pressures on just 109 pass rush snaps last season, maintaining a pressure rate that ranked 10th in the league among players with similar snap counts. This efficiency underlines why the Commanders don't have to rely on him for every down, but can trust him to make plays when it counts most. Coach Dan Quinn and defensive coordinator Joe Witt Jr. clearly have a detailed game plan prepared for Miller's integration into the team. Miller's skill set, especially his trademark spin move and speed off the edge, will be deployed strategically on passing downs, particularly 3rd and 4th downs. This approach minimizes his exposure on 1st and 2nd downs or running plays where his impact is less pronounced and his physical limits could be tested. The Commanders' plan is a modern approach to managing aging, but still highly effective players using their strengths in focus bursts to optimize team performance without overtaxing the player. General Manager Adam Peters could have pursued other big-name pass rushers, such as Darius Smith or Trey Hendrickson, but he opted for a smarter, more sustainable route by signing Miller. Smith is known as an every-down player who relies on brute strength and consistency, but that kind of player often demands a bigger salary and more snaps. Hendrickson, while flashy and headline-grabbing, would have required trading away valuable draft picks and committing significant salary cap space, which the Commanders are not willing to do given their roster's age and impending contract needs. Peters' decision reflects a long-term strategy that balances immediate needs with future flexibility. The Commanders face important contract negotiations coming up, including extensions for key players like Terry McLaurin, Laramie Tunsil, Martian Latimore, and Deebo Samuel. Committing heavily to a high-priced defensive free agent like Hendrickson would have jeopardized these moves. Instead, signing Miller represents a low-risk, high-reward investment that bolsters the pass rush without limiting the team's financial or roster-building options. This thoughtful management shows a front office that is cautious but ambitious, looking to add impact players while keeping the team's long-term trajectory intact. Miller's veteran presence also brings intangible benefits beyond the stat sheet. He offers mentorship to younger players on the defensive line, sharing his wealth of experience from multiple playoff runs and a Super Bowl MVP season. His leadership and work ethic are invaluable in a locker room that's still developing. Having a player like Miller helps set the tone for younger pass rushers, teaching them how to prepare for big moments and manage their careers effectively. This mentorship role aligns perfectly with the Commanders' philosophy of building a competitive, yet cohesive defensive unit. Last season, the Commanders struggled in clutch moments, managing only 5 sacks in the fourth quarter. That lack of late-game pass rush has to improve if Washington hopes to contend in a tougher schedule ahead. Miller's career has been defined by his ability to shine in pressure-packed situations, consistently coming up big in playoff games and crucial moments. His arrival in Washington is a clear signal that the team intends to be more competitive in close games and late in contests. His knack for game-changing plays makes him an ideal weapon to energize a defense that has struggled to close out games effectively. Ultimately, Von Miller's signing is a strategic masterstroke by the Commanders, blending experience, skill, and situational effectiveness. He fits a niche role that aligns perfectly with the team's current roster and future plans, all while adding a proven playmaker to a pass rush that desperately needed a boost. With Dan Quinn at the helm and a solid plan in place, Washington is positioning itself to extract maximum value from a Hall of Fame caliber player who remains a threat whenever he steps onto the field. This signing might not make headlines like a blockbuster trade, but it could be the key to unlocking the Commanders' defensive potential in the 2025 season and beyond. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. An unexpected buzz is shaking the NFL world as whispers emerge about Travis Kelce potentially joining the Washington Commanders in what could be a bold, transformative move. Known for his dynamic presence as one of the league's premier tight ends, Kelce has been a cornerstone of the Kansas City Chiefs offense for years now. Rumors suggest he might be ready to lead a fresh offensive project with the Commanders, sparking intrigue and excitement among fans and analysts alike. This possible transition would not only signal a major shift in Kelce's career, but also position the Commanders for a new era, hoping to leverage his veteran experience and elite playmaking ability to elevate their offensive game. The mere thought of Kelce leading this team sparks questions about how Washington's offense might evolve, and whether this daring move could disrupt the current balance of power in the league. Fans are eagerly speculating on what this means for both sides moving forward. Sources close to the situation hint that negotiations have been quietly progressing, with the Commanders' front office reportedly eager to build a new identity around a proven star like Kelce. The team, long searching for consistent offensive leadership, could view Kelce as the missing piece to their puzzle. With his exceptional route running, strong hands, and ability to perform under pressure, Kelce would bring a rare blend of skills that could revolutionize the Commanders' offensive schemes. This potential partnership also raises questions about how the Chiefs would react to losing such a pivotal figure, and how the Commanders would adjust their roster and game plans to maximize Kelce's impact. Could this be the dawn of a new chapter in NFL history, where a veteran star embraces a fresh challenge and a team reinvents itself with bold ambition? Analysts are buzzing about what kind of offensive system the Commanders might build with Kelce at the core. His presence alone demands double coverage, opening up opportunities for other skilled players to thrive. The idea that Washington could center their attack around Kelce is tantalizing because it suggests a more aggressive, vertical passing game that could exploit mismatches and create explosive plays. If the rumors prove true, the coaching staff would likely tailor their schemes to unleash Kelce's unique talents, integrating him in ways that maximize his ability to create separation and secure critical first downs. The ripple effect on team dynamics and chemistry could be immense, potentially elevating the Commanders' offense from middling to a formidable force. It's this possibility that keeps fans and commentators glued to the latest news, eager to see if this could redefine the team's trajectory. Adding Travis Kelce to the Commanders would also be a statement about leadership and culture change. Known not just for his skill but for his leadership in the locker room, Kelce could bring a much-needed spark to a team craving identity and confidence. The Commanders have had their share of struggles and transitions, and injecting a player of Kelce's stature could galvanize the entire roster. Leadership goes beyond the field, influencing training habits, mentality, and team cohesion. If the Commanders succeed in landing Kelce, they might be sending a message that they are serious about contending and willing to make bold moves to shift the franchise's fortunes. This narrative of reinvention under the guidance of a superstar adds a compelling layer to the unfolding rumor, creating anticipation not only for on-field performance, but also for the cultural shift within the team. The speculation surrounding Kelce's potential arrival in Washington is fueling endless discussions about the broader impact on the NFL landscape. Would this move spark a domino effect of trades and signings as teams react to such a high-profile switch? The Chiefs, a perennial powerhouse, might be forced to rethink their offensive strategy or seek new playmakers to fill the void left by Kelce's departure. Meanwhile, the Commanders' offensive line and quarterback situation would come under scrutiny. Could they provide the protection and accurate passing Kelce needs to thrive? This rumor taps into a larger narrative of evolving team dynamics and player movement in today's NFL, where veterans are increasingly willing to embrace new challenges. It opens a window into how teams might strategically rebuild or reinforce their rosters around game-changing stars in the coming seasons. Fans and experts alike are curious about how this potential partnership might influence Washington's fan base and media coverage. Kelce's charisma and on-field prowess have earned him a legion of followers, and his arrival would undoubtedly boost ticket sales, merchandise, and overall enthusiasm around the team. The Commanders, often criticized for inconsistency and underperformance, could benefit immensely from this fresh wave of attention and optimism. Media narratives would likely shift to focus on the transformation narrative. With Kelce as the centerpiece of a revitalized offense, this buzz not only impacts the local market but reverberates nationally, as fans across the league watch with fascination to see how this gamble might pay off. The excitement generated by the mere possibility of Kelce leading Washington's offense adds a new chapter to the ongoing story of NFL superstars and their influence on team fortunes. Insiders hint that behind-the-scenes talks have involved intricate details, from contract specifics to Kelce's role in shaping the offense. Discussions are said to include potential incentives tied to performance milestones, leadership contributions, and even input into play-calling strategies. This degree of involvement would reflect the Commanders' willingness to build around Kelce's strengths and acknowledge his veteran status. It's also rumored that Kelce is intrigued by the challenge of leading a less established team, envisioning a chance to leave a lasting legacy beyond the Chiefs. This blend of motivation and strategic alignment fuels the ongoing speculation, making this potential move one of the most captivating storylines in the current NFL offseason. The idea of Kelce embracing a new challenge, both on and off the field, adds depth to the narrative that continues to grow around this unfolding saga. Of course, skepticism remains among some fans and analysts who question whether this move is realistic or simply hype. They point to the challenges involved in uprooting a player who has been so integral to one franchise and whether the Commanders have the pieces in place to truly support Kelce's success. Additionally, the financial and cap implications of acquiring such a high-profile player cannot be ignored. Yet, the persistent rumors and steady flow of insider reports keep the conversation alive, highlighting how sports narratives often blur the line between possibility and probability. It's this tension between hope and doubt that fuels passionate debates and keeps viewers tuning in. Whether Kelce's move to the Commanders happens or not, the buzz itself has already reshaped expectations and energized the NFL offseason. Dialogue. Looking ahead, the potential arrival of Travis Kelce in Washington might redefine how teams approach building offenses around star tight ends. Traditionally, tight ends have been seen as complementary pieces, but Kelce's impact has challenged that notion by positioning the position as a focal point of offensive attack. If the Commanders embrace this philosophy, they could pioneer a trend where tight ends become central to game plans, forcing defenses to adapt in new ways. This would have ripple effects across the league, influencing drafting strategies, coaching hires, and play design. The mere possibility of such a shift, sparked by Kelce's rumored move, adds a futuristic angle to the story, where innovation meets veteran leadership. Fans and analysts are left imagining how this bold experiment might change the way football is played in the near future, with Kelce potentially at the heart of it all. As the NFL offseason progresses, all eyes remain on Washington and Travis Kelce as the rumor mill churns relentlessly. Each day brings new speculation, subtle hints, and analysis dissecting what this potential move means for the team, the player, and the league. The anticipation is palpable, blending hope, excitement, and uncertainty in equal measure. Whether Kelce ultimately signs with the Commanders or the rumors fade. This story exemplifies the drama and intrigue that make the NFL offseason so compelling. For now, fans can only watch closely, debate fervently, and dream of what might be. As Travis Kelce stands on the brink of what could be the most surprising and game-changing chapter of his illustrious career, the saga continues, and the football world waits with bated breath. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.